Well, good evening, everyone. Life, veteran, and current members of the Celtic Club, including other candidates whose submissions I feel are very impressive. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you and to put forward my candidate to be on the committee supporting Professor Patrick McGorry as president and his team. My name is Anne Murphy-Cruz. With the stress on the Murphy and having very distant connections with the Murphy brewers from the banks of my own lovely Lee, one of my aims, if elected, is to try and right the wrong of not having Murphys on tap at the Limerick Arms. And in fact, to have a pint with many of you, especially you, Claire Murphy, Bernard, Eamon, and Mary, whose submissions I thought were great. Tonight, I will tell you a little bit about myself and my skills that I bring to the committee, my vision for the club, and my excitement and passion to be involved in this great institution. And most importantly, why I, as part of Patrick's team, am asking for your vote. You will hear me repeat a number of times the words professionalism, passion, and probity, the 3 Ps. The 3 Ps represent my vision for our club and the skills I believe Pat's team can and will bring to the committee. So who am I? Although I may not be known to many of you, I have been in Australia for over 40 years and came here shortly after I married an Australian that I met backpacking around Europe. That seems a long time ago. My family, I'm married to the same Tony Cruz that I married back then, and I have 2 grown-up sons, Jack and Harry. My heritage, I was born and bred in Cork and graduated with a BA from UCC, and my heritage is Cork and West Cork. I do a great version, by the way, of the Boys of Fair Hill, but I'll have to have a few Murphys before I do that. My professions, I mention these only to show my work ethic, judgment, mediation skills, communication skills, and dedication to a cause. I'm a qualified Irish, French, and German teacher and have taught to VCE levels in Melbourne for over 10 years. In my early days in Australia, I worked with Louis Dupuer, whom I heard mentioned before on the SBS Irish program, and I had great fun reading parts of the news and doing short extracts with him. I have a law degree from Monash and have been practicing corporate law for over 20 years, firstly with Mallisons and now with Macquarie. What do I personally bring to the committee and to Pat's team? As you've already seen and heard, Pat's team comprises a group of highly skilled and competent people with demonstrated passion and probity. I'm hearing a bit of an echo.
Yeah, we've got a bit of feedback. Can everybody just ensure they're muted if they're not speaking? Thank you.
Thank you. I believe I add to this in the following 4 ways. Firstly, my legal skills. I'll bring business acumen and judgment to the committee. Indeed, my extensive experience in corporate governance, risk management, and legal frameworks would benefit the committee of the club. This includes ensuring we operate in accordance with the Associations and Corporations Reform Act of 2012, the club rules, and the Code of Conduct. Secondly, my committee and board experience will strengthen our internal structures, processes, and compliance. I'm the Deputy Chair of the Business Law Council of Australia. I'm the co-chair of the Association of Financial Markets Association of the ECM Legal Committee. I'm a director of Headspace National Youth Mental Health Foundation and have been since 2016. Thirdly, my networks of Irish professionals and businesses will enhance opportunities for us to build corporate and professional relations. I'm a member of the Irish Government's Enterprise Ireland Advisory Committee, and I recently set up a group of Irish lawyers practicing in Melbourne to provide cultural and professional support to each other. Fourthly, my focus on diversity is a key pillar of who I am and who we need to be. We must begin to reflect our society to survive. I actively promote diversity and equality. I'm a woman who has not only survived, but has thrived in the male-dominated legal and banking professions. I'm on various Pride and LGBTI+ committees, and that means an awful lot to me. What is my vision for the club? My vision, like many have said tonight, is for it to be an open, safe, welcoming, well-run club for our Irish Australian community, a place that will attract young and old with an interest in all things Celtic. At its core, I would like it to be a place of support and inclusion. To achieve this, we must offer what no other club can offer to our Irish Australian community. We've heard some great suggestions tonight, and I would add to those by saying it should be a forum for all aspects of Celtic life and culture, a home away from home for our compatriots, create meaningful links with older members and new members through storytelling and the Shanachie tradition that I was brought up with, and many of you were as well. To have a strong hub of Irish song, dance, and culture, as people have touched on, engage in sponsorship with Irish sports and let those teams come in and join us, and have late night showings of the All Ireland, for example, get a special license. We're not short on great ideas, as mentioned by other candidates, but we need to harvest them, collect them, and to work in peace to achieve them. We must grow and thrive. This means new members. I would like to see membership drive for young and not so young new Irish Australian members to join. I'd like us to conduct a survey so we know what it is they want, and we can then respond to it. We must listen to all voices, young and not so young, and set up a committee to represent those voices. We should revisit the joining fees, as was touched on by another candidate before, both in process and in the amounts. And it's incumbent on all of us as existing members to welcome all new members with open arms. We hold a very precious chalice in the history and the of what we have achieved here, and it can't be lost. Lastly, why do I and Team Pat deserve your precious vote? I am more than aware that this is a very important election for the club. To be a club for the future of Irish Australian generations, in fact, to survive, we have a duty to our esteemed forebears and respected life and veteran members, and to our engaged and engaging members, to gratefully accept the baton of their achievements, to do them justice, and to work in the very best interests of the club. I am a proud Irish woman and part of the team demonstrating professionalism, passion, and probity. And I am ready and willing to take up this mantle and responsibility if elected to the committee. Thank you very much for your time and for listening to me.